Tonight on Squirm Gear, I destroy the Shadow Lord and doom humanity. Jova recalls his days as a Jedi Knight. And Dwibs tries unsuccessfully to study a twister from the inside.
Hello,
nice to see you did so well in that tornado.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought it wouldn't
Galaga.
notice,
Welcome to our Galaga playthrough.
If I remember correctly, there is an actual cheat that you activate by winning at Galaga at the beginning.
But yeah, never mind. That's just a loading screen. Welcome to the original Ridge Racer.
Remember that one?
Specifically, the 1995 PlayStation version, with its really dodgy-looking PowerPoint-esque menus.
I mean, to be fair, first game in the franchise, I guess they figured, let's just give them a racing game. Simple as that.
And it's
Like a
support
3DO game.
and it's support from the arcade version, from what I understand anyway. Which
Okay, in that case, it makes sense. It's very
Also
rudimentary.
the arcade version was actually released via archives, but it's not too different, just better polished as a result. Hi Reiko, I think that's her.
No, that's the Reiko wasn't in it till like I think Rave or Rage Racer.
Okay.
You sure? Let me check.
Oh,
And yeah, well, the original narrator,
why we're playing
certainly makes
Galaga
an
on the
impression.
monitor?
Ow. And yeah, so as you can see, by my wonderful driving style,
Is it
the
serious?
driving itself is a bit, well, it was tricky for me to get used to at least.
I can see that.
Okay, so technically, she did debut in the first Ridge Racer. That said, she was introduced as an unnamed character in Rave Racer, which came out the same year.
They've stopped bumping into the others.
Hey, there's no rule saying I can't. Besides, they're not going fast enough. It's supposed to be a race, and yet they're letting me bump into them.
Dari, we're not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
Yeah, insert young jokes here. So the game that started it all with honestly, I think in terms of graphics for arcade games at the time, this doesn't look too bad aside from all the popping.
Yeah, you can kind of tell also the section of the road that get kind of jagged with the faster you go, but again, it's a thing that was happening at the time. You had to take it for that. I don't remember if the first Gran Turismo also had the same problem or not.
I don't remember Gran Turismo being jaggy.
But yeah, also the Ridge Racer franchise loves to have this whole thing about not interactive stages, but something to showcase that it's alive. Clearly, something that they wanted to translate from older racing games like Outrun to showcase that you were not just in a static, stadium with nothing going on, but it was, an helicopter flying by or an airplane or something else. Not necessarily people on the street, but something close to that.
Yeah, this is one thing I'm glad is not really in these kind of games that much anymore, aside from the few that still get into arcades. Countdown timers, where you can't even, there's a risk you can't even finish the race before it runs out on you.
Again, it was there mostly for the arcade cabinet, so you would either, not waste your time or spend more quarters for it. It was an unfortunate thing, but I get what you mean.
All right, so the full deal with Reiko is that she is unnamed in the first Ridge Racer game, shows up in an opening cutscene. I think it's also to be believed she is indeed the flag girl. Weirdly enough, though, she has long hair in this one. Now, originally she was supposed to just be a number girl solely. That being said, the development team noticed how pretty she was and felt she could make a good contrast to the game's tough racing element. You know, the classics, of course. So she was made the mascot for the series, basically to contrast the tough nature of it with a pretty
And yeah,
face.
you get the same opening narration every single time you go back to the main menu. It's lovely.
Also, the design of his yellow car, damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've finally done it. We've finally been able to get a block of cheese and got it to move on its own.
Yummers.
Lovely.
I was thinking more about a Pac-Man reference, but yeah, that feels more like a cheddar, piece.
If it were a Pac-Man reference, I'd have thought the engine would be going wah 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 wah.
Pac-Man will take a break from his Mario Karting to guest star in Ridge Racer.
Which is funny because guest starring, the same company that owns him owns this. So
yeah, well, remember, as we noted in
technically they
in
have a
Type
hand
4,
in the arcade Mario Kart games. That's why he shows up in those.
Also, Dwibs, remember, as we saw in Type 4, they had no problems, referencing other Namco IPs just by even sticking their name, and they're doing so even in this one, like with Galaxia and Galaga and so on.
2 laps to go in the cheese mobile.
So, I wonder why they changed Reiko's hair from the long hair to the more short haircut she typically has.
Someone find her more marketable that way. It's entirely possible that's the reason.
I wonder.
I mean, focus group tests are a thing.
Again, I guess that same focus group test is the one that gave them the dumb idea to try and replace her with another character who people didn't like nearly as much and actually got criticized for being sexualized even more, so they had to bring Reiko back.
I mean, yeah, that checks out. As, being a focus group test result.
Yes, back at the early to mid-90s Eurobeat-esque music.
Like, the thing about focus test groups, they're kind of like a group aggregate, essentially. Yes, the idea is that they will let you know what the average consumer wants. But like any average, just one random person out can sometimes cause, the results to veer off course. Community actually did a really funny bit on that when Pierce and Shirley get in on a test group that's bringing, this British show over to America. And Pierce ends up making a mess of the whole thing, essentially. Being, the one odd person out of the test group.
I'll say, ramming into the wall aside, 3rd place. Not too bad at the moment.
You can do it, Dwibs.
But you could try for first place player.
2nd.
Come on, time to make Reiko proud.
Well, no, if you see the map...
She doesn't exist yet.
If you see the map
Well,
on...
technically she's the unnamed character.
But that's not Reiko then.
It's kind of like when how Pinhead was called the lead Cenobite in the first Hellraiser movie.
So,
Also,
2nd.
Yeah, if you saw the map on the top left screen, the person in first place was too unreachable.
Alas, the miracle did not happen.
Ridge Racer, PSX Namco. Yeah, I love how the initials spell the game, what platform it's on, and what company made it.
It's kind of like Dwibs of those intermediate cutscenes in Pepsi Man, where there's the actor guy that just tells the camera, Pepsi for TV game.
Pepsi for pizza.
Pepsi, my choice. Oh, hey, Galaga.
Yeah,
Hi, Galaga.
Like I said, Namco really did not have a problem referencing some of its older, arcade stuff with this.
Although apparently they put a pattern on games that have mini games during loading screens.
Yeah, this is why the Dragon Ball games after Budokai Tenkaichi, the Budokai Tenkaichi series on the PS2 did not have those anymore, even if you did have them.
Massive bummer.
Yeah.
Didn't Namco release those?
No, that was in a period where Atari, as in the Infogrames Atari, somehow managed to snag a contract with Bandai. But after, during the PS3 Xbox 360 era, Bandai Namco had the whole merge thing and reacquired firmly the rights to Shonen Jump properties. Not all of them, because I think Shaman King was still published by Konami, and of course there was Yu-Gi-Oh! To an extent.
Of course.
And some other contracts were forged along the line. This is why the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba games for now are published by Sega of all people. Okay. But for the most part it's mostly Bandai Namco that does the deal these days. I mean... My head's spinning!
What a wild ride.
She should be a Sonic quote since it's blue.
Blows up!
Let's blast through with Sonic speed!
Okay! Alright.
Also, Dwibs, to be fair, yeah, the whole
PS2 version.
Darn it, we're not gonna make it, let's speed up, but that would be more applicable to here considering your 10th place.
I'm guessing this is certainly a game that
Like,
shows its
the
age with
person
that
in first
control
place,
scheme.
the person in first place will not have to do much effort to double over you, you know, according to the map.
That's alright. My aim wasn't to win this race, it was about sending a message.
Sure.
Right.
Fox
And what, were you planning to mail him the message when he lapped you?
No, it's not to him. It's to the world. You see, these rally cars are some of the most powerful vehicles in the world. Even tanks, will probably get a dent in them if I run into a wall. These just bounce off and keep going. And slide around. See, that's by design.
To answer a question that you asked me when we did, I think, 64 or Type 4 job, to answer in advance, I've got to check in the meantime, and yes, Initial D, unsurprisingly, has a lot of tie-in video games, although if I recall correctly, none of them were released in the West.
That would explain why I never heard of any. It's weird, Initial D... It's weird because, because Initial D was popular in the West, too, so you'd think they'd want to have made a mint off of that everywhere they could. Yeah.
I'll check, actually, who does the race announcer.
Again, considering this is the port of an arcade game, I still rely on my theory that it's someone who knows how to speak English, but...
Michael Gwynn.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, he did the race commentating here. He was also in Castlevania Symphony of the Night as Master Librarian and Dracula.
Oh, so it's the same one from Type 4. We already, covered the event.
Yeah, he just goes for a in Type 4 he has a more suave voice, for lack of a better term.
So no, what is a man?
So based off of how this playthrough is going, I'm guessing the main secret to mastering the gameplay is to know how to engage braking in turns a lot more rather than just going full speed ahead.
Yeah, what Dwibs is doing.
I come to us. I slow down when I hit something. I'm 8th from doing better than the first race.
8th place.
Yeah,
out of 12.
I recall that the first race you arrived 6th, so you need to catch up a bit. Yeah,
I just got into 7th, right as I crossed the line.
Congratulations, Dwibs.
I love how it replays your perspective of you banging into stuff.
Right, yeah, game over, man. So yeah, that was
game over. Yeah.
Ridge Racer, where it turns out rally cars can survive being driven into walls at high speed.
Alright, so
bounce right off it.
For thoughts, again, this is pretty harmless. Not much to say because it's a first of its series, it's a port of an arcade game, so, not so much of a story. But when it comes to these kind of racing games, if you like these more quote-unquote realistic approach compared to the more zany, kart kind of stuff, you actually like this. Because also again, it's either this or Gran Turismo. The PS1 did a couple more games like Colin McRae, but this is mostly, were the mostly big two that people were sticking at, and I can see why it endured over time, even if it's not for me. Jova.
It's Ridge Racer, the one that started it all, and boy, is this game a product of its time with how little there is to do. But again, it seems to have mostly accomplished its mission. Port Ridge or Rave or whatever racer it was called from arcade onto console and plant the seeds for a series proper. Again, I feel like once you get the control scheme down, it's a nice fun breeze, but again, it is what it is. It was definitely great for the time, but obviously we've evolved since. Dwibs.
Yeah, it's definitely aged a lot with the 3DO-esque looking menus, the really out there drifting and physics. You can blame that on me if you want, though. Yeah, a lot of the cars looking a lot more boxy than we'd get even later in this generation. But it's fine for when it came out. I mean, it was a near PlayStation launch title, one of the early ones. So that was Ridge Racer 1993/5, whatever platform you got it on. So join us for more Ridge Racer soon.
Yeah.
See you then.